The Great Resignation. Americans were suddenly deciding they just didn't want to work anymore, or they wanted a better job, so they quit. Well, now a new survey by Jobless reveals that 26% of those Americans who quit their jobs during the Great Resignation now regret giving up their positions. We are turning to labor market expert Andy Challenger of Challenger Gray and Christmas. And Andy, what can you tell us? What do you think about these quitters who are now having second thoughts?
Yeah, there is some evidence that not everybody who switched jobs in the last year or two is particularly happy with that change. But I think workers have been in a tough position this time of rising inflation and rising wages. The people that get those wage gains disproportionately are job switchers, people that are moving from one company to another. So there's this incentive and pull to move from one company to another. Yet at the same time, sometimes the grass is greener. And when you land there, you realize that extra wage gain also comes with extra responsibility or a worse corporate culture.
What are your tips for getting rehired or even getting your old job back if possible?
Yeah, it can be hard to get rehired if you burned a lot of bridges on your way out of an organization. But if you left on good terms, lots of companies are trying desperately to fill roles still. And if you go back to your organization, you're valuable because you already know their systems and the way they work and their corporate culture, and they don't have to do a lot of retraining, and you're less expensive to bring back in. I think the perception you're fighting is that you're a potential flight risk because you already left once. So if you do go back, you want to let them know that you really like their corporate culture, that you want to be there, that you expect to be there for a long time. And I'd hit that hard as a way to try to get back in.
How can employees avoid suddenly throwing up their hands and saying, "That's it, I quit," which, while it is tempting, it's never a good move?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think this really is the fine line that lots of employees are trying to find. They're saying, we don't want to kill ourselves day in and day out, fighting tooth and nail to move forward in the organization. We also want to feel secure in our jobs. The key to that is conversations and feedback with your manager. Have regular meetings with them. Ask them what they expect of you. Set goals, set milestones so that you can feel comfortable meeting them and knowing you're doing your job.
Thank you for all of your information, Andy.
Thanks for having me on, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.